All right, moving on. Next question usually comes up, why do they spy? Well, I think if you have someone in mind or something in mind, and you have found this video and you're thinking about maybe, calling someone, there's probably, if you look at this screen long enough, a couple things that might pop out at you if you believe you know the individual that may have done this. So I'll leave that as that, but typically I just classify it as some kind of control issue as well. So who spies is also another question that comes up. And here are the four usual suspects: governments, corporations, individuals, contractors. Contractors do it for the other three. But with regard to governments, they're doing it for national security reasons, military intelligence, and law enforcement. And typically they're doing, at the national level, they're doing it for advisings and briefings for our elected leaders to make good, sound political and policy decisions to, make us safer. Saying that, the DOJ, the number one thing for years, ever since 9/11 and probably before, was terrorism. The number two thing is industrial espionage on America, because there is a lot of it going on. But moving on, let me hit law enforcement. Most state, county law enforcement agencies and metropolitan cities have a intel division, and that division is responsible typically for gang, drug-related intelligence, human trafficking operations, etc. Okay, moving on to corporations. All of you are familiar with these logos. I don't know how you couldn't be. But I want you to remember that small startups are very eager, medium are very interested in continuing to grow, to large, be it regional or behemoths like this, will conduct passive and or move into what we call aggressive intelligence gathering methods. So passive, I mean, they're looking at websites, social media, they're talking to ex-customers, potentially at former employees. That's very passive in its nature. It happens all the time. It is when they get a little bit more aggressive, and we can do, a whole section just on that, where they are constantly looking to explore and exploit the chinks in the armor, if you will. Ask Nortel. So we'll continue on here with individuals. Putting this in two contexts. One, there are some folks out there that do some intelligence gathering before, during, and after a relationship. Some people just have unhealthy control issues. Other people, I would say, this is the early March as I am recording this in 2024, and if you were watching, you probably saw a story on an employee at Expedia headquarters who in Seattle that placed 2 cameras and is creating a bunch of problems for that large firm. What was interesting to me was there were 2 cameras that were found, but what was more interesting than that was when the police arrested him and they conducted their search, they found 33 additional or similar cameras, I should say, with 22 terabytes worth of storage media. that's pretty significant. This guy, that was not his first rodeo nor his first place for doing this kind of work, or whatever you want to call it. Contractors can be hired by, like I said, government, corporations, or individuals. They can be brought in mostly by corporations and government to keep arm's length. By individuals, typically they're tapped because of their expertise in this specific area to collect and gather information. They do a target study from 10,000 square feet or 10,000 foot level, and then or 30,000, and then come on down and zoom in tighter and tighter. They may be hired to do blackmail. They may be hired to find out product information. They may be hired to, collect information for any variety of reasons. But in this section, I just wanted to go over the types of reasons and individuals, organizations that are out there that do perform spying operations. Leave it at that. Again, my name is Tim O'Rourke. If there was anything you were interested in this that you saw up on the screen, most likely there are copies of them at our website, Florida TSCM. I want to thank you for your time, as always, and we'll talk to you in part 3. Take care, and we'll talk soon.